All right, so this is Group Two's project with Google Earth, our trip to France itinerary. So how we are recording this is using the narration software of Zoom, and we plan to post this on YouTube so it's easiest to access, and then post it onto our social media from there using the Instagram ad button. um, how we used Google Earth. First, we watched the presentation on how to use Google Earth. That was about 3 minutes long, where it explained that we could just search different places and then click add to project once we get there. We created our project called Assignment 4, Places on Earth, and just added our different things here and then moved them around as needed. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and start with our presentation of our trip to Paris.
All right, so am I muted? So beginning our trip, we will be starting at Appalachian State University, where all the students are currently attending, and we'll be making a trip from App State to the Asheville Regional Airport. We'll be doing this around the morning time. Leaving from Asheville Regional Airport, we will land in Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, and we will land there sometime around that afternoon. And from there, so the flight time from Asheville Regional Airport to the airport of Paris will be landing at is about 10 and a half hours. And then once we all get our luggage and stuff, the ride from the airport to the hotel, which is Ritz Paris, where we'll be staying, is about a 45-minute drive. And then the following day, we'll begin our trip, and we'll be starting the trip off at the American University of Paris. And we'll get to meet the professors there, the other students that are also attending different trips, and we'll be taking part in a cultural cooking class at the university. We'll have a break for lunch, and then that afternoon we'll have a cocktail meet and greet. Um, the next day, we wake up and we go to a church called Place Saint Sulpice, and at the church we'll partake in a French church service, which will take up most of the early morning. Then we'll have a break, and following that break, we will learn the basic French language to help us communicate while we're on the trip, and we'll have a virtual tour of different places around. From there, that afternoon, we will go to a lunch at Pierre Hermé, which is a pastry shop, and that'll take up the most of our early afternoon. And after that, we will be done. Following that day, we will get to go see the Microsoft headquarters that is in Paris, France. We'll have breakout rooms. Uh, will be each breakout room will be paired with an employee or a manager at the headquarters, and we'll partake in icebreakers and other activities to get to know French students as well as the other students that are with us on the trip. We'll have a break for a personal lunch and come back to an open house and get to ask questions to the supervisors and other people that are working at the Microsoft headquarters.
Cool. So following that, we will return to the University of Paris, where we will stay that night. The following day, we plan to go to the Google office, where we will partake in a lot of the same activities that we did the day before at the Microsoft headquarters. A lot of the same similar breakout rooms, a lot of question and answers, and just one-on-one time with many of these employees. Later that day, we will also go to the Apple corporate office, which is at that location, where we will again get to kind of get in breakout rooms and just get to see the company and how it operates in France. The following day, we will go to a French tech company. It's named Miro. It's an on-demand photography company that is headquartered in Paris. So that'll be a very cool experience to kind of get broken out of the bigger tech companies of Apple and Google and Microsoft that we've been to in the past. Following, we plan on visiting the Louvre Museum. It's the world's largest museum, and it houses some of the most impressive art collections in history. It also sits along the Seine River in Paris, so that'll be a beautiful sight as well. Following that, we will go to the Musée d'Orsay, and this is another art museum, but it's filled with impressionist paintings. It's got a lot of different paintings from Monet, Renoir, Mozart, and some other notable names as well. Following this, we plan on taking a little time off at the Good Time boat tour rental.
So once we're done with the boat tour rental, we will, I guess, end up going back to University of Paris. Where we will be having more lectures and review sessions. And then after that, we will, the next day we'll be going to a movie theater. And at the movie theater, we will, whatever, at the time, there's going to be a local showing. We will book a showing and spend the day watching a movie. And after that, we will be going back to the university, the American University of Paris. And once we get back to the school, we will be doing interviews and Q&A boards with AI companies and sustainability development companies. And then also be doing some research sessions there. After that, we will be going, or the next day, we'll be going to the Eiffel Tower. During this day, we're going to spend it going to the Eiffel Tower and a few other landmarks. So we'll just break the day up into however long it ends up being at each location. They're not actually too far away from each other, all within 5-10 minutes. So once we're done at the Eiffel Tower, we're going to go over to the Notre Dame Cathedral. So this is another major landmark, another place that many people will be going to see. And then after that, we will be going across town over to the Palace of Versailles. It's going to take about a half hour or so to get over there. Not too far away. And the last stop for the day will be back to the American University of Paris. Meeting with our groups that we broke up into and kind of doing a recap on the trip, recapping our experiences, talking about everything, just kind of giving a general wrap up of the entire trip. So then the last day after the entire trip is done, will be spent traveling. So we're going to go back to the airport in Paris and then take a 7-hour flight all the way back to the Asheville Regional Airport. And then from there, it is going to be another roughly 4 hours back to Boone, back to App State, and for everyone to go back to their homes.